This is Rob Tebbutt for Behind the Gloves. I'm here with super lightweight prospect contender extraordinaire Ohara Two Tanks Davies. How are you doing today, Ohara?
I'm good. I wouldn't class myself as a prospect though. I think a prospect is what you class someone as when they won 8 to 10 fights. I'm on 16 fights now. Even though I've lost one, I think I'm past the level of a prospect.
Okay, Ohara, what would you like me to introduce you as?
Lightweight contender, super lightweight contender, Ohara Davies.
I'm here with super lightweight contender. My apologies, Ohara Two Tanks Davies. That's fine. Catching up with you ahead of your what could be probably considered to be a comeback fight, following your first career defeat.
Yeah.
Let's just jump straight into it. How's it been on the back of your first career defeat?
How's it been? It's been really good. I've gone on 2 holidays. I've gone to New York. I've gone to Miami. So a lot of people think that I'm going to be down and depressed. I've been having the time of my life, and I wouldn't change my life for anything. So it's been hard. It has been hard in a way. When I think about it, I'm like, I got beat, but it's life. Things happen in life. I'm sure people have applied for a job that they didn't get, but it's just that when it comes to me, it's more magnified because I'm in the public eye. But even though I lost, life's still good. So I can't complain.
The last time I caught up with you was probably about a week before you fought Josh Taylor. In the immediate aftermath of the fight, you said something to the extent of, if you could go back, if you knew how the fight went, you'd still go back and you'd still have that fight.
I'll still have that fight because I'm a warrior. That's what I do. I'm not a coward. I'm not trying to find fights that I'm only going to win. I believed there ain't no one out there that can beat me. So they said this guy could beat me. So I wanted to see. I wanted to see, can this guy beat me? And he could. But I know that I made a lot of mistakes in that camp that I'm fixing up in this camp. So hopefully I'll be better and stronger from now on.
Obviously you mentioned that you made some mistakes in camp. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit? You won't elaborate?
If I elaborate on it, I would have to name names and stuff, and I don't want to name names.
Sure.
But one thing I would say is that mistakes are made. I had 18 fights as an amateur. I never lost one fight as an amateur. People like him have had hundreds of fights in the amateurs where they've lost. They've had the chance to make their mistakes. As an amateur, I was so inexperienced. I didn't get the chance to make the mistakes which I paid for in the pros. So now it's just about going back to what I used to do in my other fights, and I'll be back to winning ways. So
you've been sort of learning on the job really as a pro.
Yeah.
You've been moved quickly, particularly for someone, as you say, who doesn't have an extensive amateur background.
Yeah.
Now you have suffered your first defeat as an amateur or a pro. Are you learning new things about yourself in a day-to-day, whether in the gym, outside the gym, or is it?
About myself every day in the gym and out the gym, especially after my loss. So in the gym I've learned a lot. I've learned to go back to what I used to do. Outside the gym I've just learned things in life in general about people, how people are, what really matters in life. I'm changing every day and I'm learning about myself every day.
I think that's important because a lot of people will take a loss, whether I mean in any career really, or take a setback in a variety of ways. Some people can use it as a benefit, and other people it can really drag them down. You're coming back quite quickly. You're in the ring, obviously September the 30th, against Tom Farrell in Liverpool. Was it important for you to get back in the ring straight away?
I wanted to get back into the ring straight away, and I said to Eddie straight after my last fight, I'm not going back to a 4-rounder or a 6-rounder fighting some bum. That's where I come from. I'm not going back there. My loss, it's different if you lose when your first fight live, like what Davis Jr. When Davis Jr. got beat, he was like the first fight live. He was fighting some complete plum, some bum, a journeyman, and he got his ass whooped. When I fought, was against a 2-time Olympian, I believe. When I won gold in the Commonwealth Games, and I was the main event. So Davis Jr.'s loss was taken from there back to 4-rounders. My loss was taking me from there, and I'm still on another 12-rounder, another title fight. So that loss wouldn't affect me, hasn't affected my boxing career as much as people think.
Now you're fighting Tom Farrell in Liverpool. You've sort of already made this sort of decision or this career path where you're like the bad guy or like the away fighter. Let's not say the enemy fighter, but the away fighter.
My attitude in boxing is, to be honest, fuck them all. In Scotland, I was like, fuck them, fuck the fans. I don't care. I'm there to fight. I'm there to do my business, and that's it. Liverpool, I fought there before. I fought Dave Matthews in the O2, and I got booed in my own hometown. So it don't matter where I go, I'm going to get booed anyway. So I'm like, fuck them. They don't matter to me. I don't matter to them. They don't care about me. I don't care about them too. Just buy your tickets to come and see me fight. And that's what it is, to be honest. The environment doesn't really change anything. I feel like a boxing ring is a boxing ring. If I fought Taylor at the O2 in the condition I was in that fight, the fight would have gone the same way. So it's all about the preparation and what I do in the gym. That's all that matters. But in terms of where the fight is, I don't really give a fuck.
Now, you've obviously mentioned the fact that you fought Taylor in Scotland. That build-up was interesting. There was plenty of back and forth between yourself and Josh's camp. First of all, well, two-part question really. Do you regret any of that, first of all? And secondly, has the fact that you obviously took the loss impacted the way that you're going to approach fights coming forward?
No, fuck him still. It hasn't changed anything. I don't regret anything that I said or that I've done. If I said he was a prick then, I still think he's a prick now. Just because he won the fight don't mean that I won't get another shot. I believe I will get another shot in the future. It just means that I've got to humble myself until the time that I do get another shot. Now I can't go around saying, fight me and I whoop your ass. I can't say that, where before I did say that. So, you know, I don't regret anything. And how I'm going to approach fights in the future is always going to be fuck 'em. And when I'm fighting in places like in Liverpool, when I see their fans, fuck 'em too.
We've addressed Ohara Davies, the showman. A big part of the sport is, you know, selling yourself. It's something, whether people like it or not, it's something that you do well. As somebody who works in the sport, I can see, you know, the interest that your fights gather. With the boxing side of things, what can we expect to see differently? You've already made it quite clear that you're going to remain OD outside of the ring. In the ring, what are we going to see that's different? What adjustments are you going to make?
What you expect differently is the Ohara Davies before my Taylor fight. Going back to my old ways, training how I used to train. For that training camp, I changed up so many things. I added things on and I took things out that I shouldn't have done. My speed was gone, my sharpness was gone. Everything was just in shambles. So what you can expect is the same Ohara Davies that fought against Derry Matthews, that fought Andrea Scarpa, that beat everyone else before. Yeah, that's the Ohara Davies you can expect. I'll be back to winning ways and knocking people out.
Okay, now obviously you're not going to take Tom Farrell lightly. You're not, I'm sure, not looking past the 30th of September. But just for argument's sake, this time next year, I mean, where would you like to be? Your division is opened up now. With Terence Crawford is obviously undisputed champion, but the rumour is he's going to be vacating. I mean, how do you see the next 12 months going for you?
To be honest, I am looking past Tom Farrell. I am going to win this fight because I'm going back to my old ways. Even the condition I was in my last fight, I want to beat Tom Farrell. Tom Farrell's easy work. He might be 13-0, but he's still easy work. I've seen him fight. He's not anything special. If he was, I would say he's something special, but he's not. So I am going to win this fight, and quite easily. So after Tom Farrell, in 12 months' time, I don't know where I'm going to be. I just see myself having a lot of money, to be honest. Boxing's a business. Boxing is a business. You got to sell fights. You got to sell yourself, whether you're loved or you're hated. Being loved doesn't put any money in your pockets. Being hated doesn't put any money in your pockets. But you can use one of them to take you on a certain path and to get what you need or what you want for yourself. And I feel like me being hated, I've used it in the right way. Coming from where I come from, we can't sell any tickets out here in Hackney. Like, it's a different environment to where other people are from. They can sell 1,000 tickets. With me, I struggle to sell 10 tickets. So I feel like I've had to play the bad guy to sell myself. And I've played it well. Is
that who you really are, though, Ohara? Because I mean, it's something I get asked a lot about you. As I said, working in the sport, I do, you know, I come across a lot of people who do want to know whether Ohara Davies is Ohara Davies or if he's OD off camera as he is on camera. Is that who you really are, or is it something that sort of is a persona to sell tickets, as you say?
That is 100% how I am. Luckily, the way that I am sells. I'm just glad the way that I am sells. You know, you got some fighters that don't sell, they're just being themselves. But I feel like when I do get behind the camera, I am a lot more flamboyant than I would be if the camera wasn't there. But it's still me. I don't see a camera and I'm like, okay, let me put in an act. When the camera's there, I just want to do mad shit. I just want to shout loud and I just want to express myself. And I wouldn't call it being fake. Maybe I have an alter ego. I don't know what it is. But when people do see me in person, then most times they're like, oh, I thought you'd be a bit of a prick, blah, blah, blah. And I'm actually quite decent. But behind the camera, I'm always going to be. But what I do say is not directed at the people in it, it's directed at my opponent and other people that are in my weight class. I don't abuse anyone from any different weight class. I don't abuse any fans unless they're abusing me first. So, you know, my abuse is always directed at my opponents or future opponents.
Okay, well, Ohara Davies, as always, it's very entertaining speaking with you. Thanks very much for having us down at the gym today, and thank you for talking to Behind the Gloves.
Thanks for coming.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking right here.